And welcome back to another CBB Talk with your boy Will Dickinson. And guess what, baby? As you can tell by the title, the calendar is flipped to the month of March, and it's the best time of the year because guess what we got? We got madness impending. If you're new to college basketball or you're just getting into it in March, welcome. If you're a loyal one like me, welcome back to another episode of CBB Talk. We are so excited. I'm so excited just to be in March, the time where we can really discuss bubble. We can discuss the NCAA tournament, conference tournaments. Oh, we got a bunch of shit to talk about today because we have. I didn't do an episode on Wednesday. I knew I wasn't able to. I literally had no time. Wednesday was really hard. I couldn't do one. So I'm gonna do a really brief, like a review of the week, and then really just talk about what's happening this weekend because we have a lot of good games, and it's the end of the regular season. This is the second to last weekend. We have some teams finishing up the regular season, other teams that will be next weekend. So let's go briefly over some of the games that happened this week that I missed, and if you watching me, I can catch you up. RJ Davis scored 40 points as UNC escapes with a win against Miami. What a performance from RJ Davis. And UNC, I think, still sits in the same spot in my top 25. They're number 7. Baylor, great road win over TCU to split the series with them. A big win. The Bears were up to number 11 in my top 25, and that caused TCU to drop out after losing on the road. Not a bad loss for the Horned Frogs, but you like to hold home court. Kentucky, a huge road win over Mississippi State. Reed Sheppard has his best game of the season, 32, 5-7, plus the game winner. Kentucky is up to 16th in my rankings. I think Mississippi State will still be in the NCAA tournament. I remember talking about this on Sunday's episode, and I was saying that this is a game where I think Kentucky's going to lose after a big win last week against Alabama. Nope, they come back and they go win a really tough game against Mississippi State. So shout out to the Wildcats and Reed Sheppard. BYU upset Kansas on the road. Kansas' first loss of the season. This Kansas team is not great without Kevin McCullar. BYU back into my rankings at 21. Kansas down to their lowest spot all year at 12. They've been struggling without McCullar, and they have a really tough game this weekend. That was really it for Tuesday. Now let's go to Wednesday. Any notable results? Tennessee Auburn was the big game of the day. Dalton Knecht 39. We've had some big performances this week. Knecht was one of them. He had 39 and outscores Auburn in the final 12 minutes of the game by himself. Good game from John A. Broome. It was an offensive battle there in Tennessee holds home court. I got the Vols 4th in the nation. I dropped Auburn. Actually, Auburn stays at 13th in the nation, but they've won lost, win, lost, win, lost their last 5 games. So they're 2-3 in their last 5. They're a little bit struggling right now, but they've gone through a gauntlet in their recent schedule. I expect them to pick up a win this weekend and get back on the right track. Marquette wipes Providence. Tyler Kulik did kind of leave with an injury. Hopefully, he'll be good for their game against Creighton over the weekend. But a good win. Marquette, I believe, is number 5 in the nation, 6th in the nation in my rankings. South Carolina got a road win over A&M. Really good win for them. South Carolina up to 17th. Alabama takes down Ole Miss with a dominant second half, scoring 103 points overall. Alabama, you're at 22. You gotta just clean up that defense still. Creighton easily beat Seton Hall. The Blue Jays are 10th in the nation in my rankings. That was it for Wednesday. Thursday. Gosh, let me just waiting to load. Gonzaga. The real story was the WCC. Gonzaga gets a dominant road win over San Francisco to pick up a quad 1 victory. Graham EK had 26, and the Zags are in my radar of making the tournament. I mean, in my rankings, they're not ranked quite yet. They are in the AP poll. I think they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. A win versus St. Mary's, I think, would seal the deal for the Zags. But they've came back after a struggle in early WCC play. They're 23-6 with 2 quad 1 wins. I like the Zags. I like the way they're trending. I think they're going to be dangerous in March. We've seen them make Sweet 16 year after year after year. And this is another team that could be a lower seed, a 10-9 seed, and be able to get back to that level. But the winner of the WCC after last night was St. Mary's, 24-6. Big game this weekend against the Zags coming up. They're hosted to go have an undefeated conference record. No one else has that in the country. They're undefeated on the road. They haven't lost in the year 2024. That St. Mary's is on a 16-game win streak. They're playing insanely good basketball right now, and the Gales win the WCC, could be outright with a win. No, they already won the WCC. I'm sorry, they won the WCC outright. Even if they lose to Gonzaga, because that would be their first conference loss. Gonzaga has two, and that's one of the best games of the weekend that we'll talk about. So yeah, that was my quick weekend recap. I'll be right back. Talk about these upcoming games. I don't know if I can make an episode on Sunday. We'll see. It might be the back to the normal schedule Monday episodes. Let's get into this weekend here. The first weekend of March. Man, I just can't believe it's March. Like, that makes me so happy to be like, it's freaking March, dude. The best month of the year. It's my favorite month of the year. The madness is here. Just when you go on Twitter, and I'm a big guy on college basketball Twitter. So when you just see all these posts, all the March Madness posts, the hype videos, it doesn't get much better than this, folks. Prime life is starting right now. March is here. And we got to talk about this weekend because this is the first taste of March. I think we got some pretty good games tonight. There's really nothing. Dayton at Loyola Chicago is actually very interesting. Dayton's -1 on the road. Loyola Chicago and Dayton are tied in the A10, one game back of the Spiders from Richmond. This should be a really good one here. Dayton's at large hopes. I think they're almost a lock, if not a lock right now. But this would be very nice if they want a chance to win the A10 regular season. And this could, if you win these games, it's big. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is quad one, but it would be close for the Flyers here. We'll see if they can get the road win. Loyola Chicago, very underrated team. Coach Valentine's done an amazing job over there. And that's about it. JMU finishes up their regular season to go with 28-3 if they win. What a year for the Dukes in the Sun Belt this year. This is not their first year in the Sun Belt, I guess, but they won't win the regular season because I'm pretty sure App State is going to win it. But let's get into Saturday, the first Saturday of March, big time games. So let's get into it. Florida at South Carolina, 12 o'clock on ESPN. We always go in chronological order. Good big game here. The Gamecocks, I'm not sure if they're a lock in the tournament, but they're damn close. They got a really nice win earlier this week, and now they had to go and play a good Gators team that's also ranked. This is really tough. I like Florida better, trend like as a tournament team, as a team that I think can make a run. I just like Florida better because of their guards. But Michi Johnson's a very good player. BJ Mack, they got good bigs, and they're a very solid defensive team. And Lamont Parrish has done maybe the best job in college basketball all year, coaching wise. And this is gonna be a really good game here in Columbia. The Gamecocks at home. It's tough to pick against them, but I think Florida can go in there and get the upset win. Will Clayton Jr. has been so good. Kugel has been good as well. I like Florida to get this upset win. It's tough to pick against the Gamecocks though at home, but I feel like I'm gonna pick a lot of home teams in this week in the close games. So I'm gonna pick a road upset here with Florida getting the job done. I got Florida ranked 23rd in the nation. I got South Carolina 17th. Both these teams will be going dancing. I don't know. Those probably aren't locks, but they're gonna be in the NCAA tournament. Villanova at Providence, a huge bubble showdown here. Villanova's gonna have to win this game. Probably gonna have to win two of their final three to be on the right side of the bubble or right on it. If they don't, they're probably done. Providence here, a win would be huge. Tough game they had against Marquette earlier this week. If they can bounce back and get a good win over Nova at home, it'd be good. Dev Carter's been the star over there. Oduro has been very good as a big as well. And they're going to need both of them to be their best because Eric Dixon from Villanova, such a good player, versatile guy. For the Wildcats, I like Providence to win in the dunk. One of the toughest places to go and play there. Kim English has done a great job in year one in Providence after taking over Fred Cooley and could bring Providence back to the tournament. But they're going to be a bubble team come Selection Sunday. A great one at 1 o'clock. Illinois is going to Madison in the Kohl Center to take on Wisconsin. Wisconsin took a loss this week to Ohio State. Was it? I think it was a road loss, but still, Ohio State's actually been playing way better after they fired Chris Holtman. Um, could they win out this regular season? Make things interesting. I wouldn't rule it out. I've been fading Wisconsin for a while here. They got up to my top 10, but I was always a little skeptical, but they kept winning games. They've come back down to earth. EJ Storr, Max Cleesmith, Tyler Wall, they just haven't been playing as good as they were earlier in the year. And Terrence Shannon's been all the way back. Marcus Domask. I like this Illinois team more, but can they go on the road and beat Wisconsin's a real tall task because look, the Badgers, even though they aren't playing as well recently, I still like them come March. I still believe they're going to be a good team. They were in that top four seeds in the bracket preview. Like the top four seeds came out. I don't think they'll be there. I think they're trending more to a 6 seed right now. And Illinois, I think, can be a top 3 seed in this NCAA tournament, and they need this one if they want that to happen. I'm going to go with Illinois to get the win on the road there. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to take the road dog again there in this game. A really good game on ABC at 1 o'clock. Is this the game of the weekend? I would say no, but it's top three for sure. Kansas at Baylor, a 7 versus 15 matchup. In the AP poll, though, I got Baylor ranked the higher team 11 and Kansas 12. Kansas, probably no Kevin McCullough in this one. Baylor's -4.5 in Foster Pavilion. Of course, that's their new home stadium or court or whatever you want to call that thing, a pavilion, I guess. Jacoby Walter and Baylor, they shoot the three, maybe the best in college basketball. I think they're a top three. Ray Janess is a very good point guard. Yves Missi, the young big. And they have experience, a lot of experience as well, besides the two freshmen. But Kansas, I mean, it's Kansas basketball. Hunter Dickinson's still been really good this year. But of course, the question for Kansas all year has been their depth, and without Kevin McCullough, it's even been more in question. So I like Baylor to get the job done on the road. Look, no Kevin McCullough. I don't think Kansas is a second weekend team if he's not there. I've been skeptical on Baylor all year. I don't think they're an elite team, but at home against a struggling Kansas team, I think they pick up the dub. Kansas doesn't lose back-to-back games is my worry. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas goes on the road and Bill Self has a great coaching plan and gets the job done. But I can't go against Baylor on the road. I think they're the better team right now. And I get them at home. I think I have them to win, but that's going to be a really good one. And on ABC, which is very uncommon for college basketball. That's how you know it's March. Trying to get all eyes on college basketball, which is really good. Oregon at Arizona could be interesting. I doubt Oregon wins, but if they do, maybe they have an at-large case. 2:30 on FS1. Oh no, this one's on Fox. On Fox. This is an amazing game. Marquette at Creighton. Creighton 4.5 point favorites at home. We saw what Creighton did to to UConn at home. They whooped them. They coming off another good win against Seton Hall earlier this week. Marquette doing the same thing. Of course, Tyler Kulik's availability will be a huge factor in this game. I'm assuming he plays. That's a good point guard matchup with him and Stephen Ashworth. Obviously, Kolik's been one of the best players in the country this year. Cam Jones, his running mate, leads the team in scoring. He's been on fire recently. He has 2 30-point games, I believe, in his last 3. And now he's got to go and play a Creighton team that's not amazing defensively, but Trey Alexander can give him problems there. Baylor Scheinman's been great. Ryan Kalkbrenner is going to have the size advantage over Oso Ighodaro. This is a great matchup between two teams that I believe to be high seeds in the NCAA tournament. Marquette can win this game. They're buying for a #1 seed. Can they get the job done, though, in Creighton? I just don't think so. Creighton, I question them a lot this year. I don't know if I ever got them out of my top 25, but they were damn close. And now they're really picked up the way they've been playing recently. Of course, they lost that game to St. John's last weekend, but that was kind of like a trap game after that UConn game coming off such a big high. I like the Blue Jays to get the job done at home here. It's hard to pick against a home team, and I've already done it twice today. I just don't see it happening in this one. If Tyler Kulik's not 100%, then that's tough for Marquette because they rely a lot on him handling the ball and not just scoring, but making plays for Guys like Cam Jones, Stevie Mitchell, David Joplin. I love this Marquette team, but Creighton at home, it's hard to beat. We got UNC, NC State rivalry. This is really not a rivalry in college basketball. UNC usually owns NC State, and I expect the Tar Heels to get the job done at home. Let's see how RJ Davis can pick up after that 42-point performance. If he can give you 30, I think he already has ACC Player of the Year locked up. But maybe he can make a run for National Player of the Year. South Florida's at Charlotte, a huge game for South Florida, a team that has to win out to be an at-large case, and they're going at Charlotte, who's the favorite in this one. They're a very solid team in this American Conference. Can Sharif Abdul-Rahim's roster get the job done? Whether it's Miguel or Youngblood, these guys are very, very good players. And this team's ranked. I have them ranked at 25 in the nation. They're a new team in my top 25. So let's see if South Florida can get the job done here. It would be really cool to see them win. But they still might not be. I think they should be an at-large team if they win out. But they don't have great computer numbers and have some bad losses this year, early in the year. But they've been playing so much better recently. It's really cool to see a fresh team, make a run and be ranked. It's good to see. Northwestern Iowa Kobe, a bubble battle. Northwestern got a very good win at Maryland earlier this week. Look, they lost Ty Berry earlier. I think last month, maybe it was late January. And they've been playing great basketball ever since. Ty Berry is a top 3 player on that roster, and they lost. Of course, they still have Boo Buie. But Martin had a huge, I think he had 30 or high 20s in the last game. Northwestern looks like they're going to be dancing for back-to-back years. Chris Collins has done an amazing, amazing job. I think he won my Big Ten Coach of the Year last year, if I go look back on it. I don't know if he'll win it this year for me. But I will say it's amazing you can get Northwestern to a tournament back-to-back years. Wake is at Tech. Huge game for Wake. Gotta win it. Gotta win it, Wake, on the road. Not Virginia Tech's not an easy place to play, but this is a must-win game for Wake, in my opinion, if he wants, if they want to be in that large team. I know they got the win against Duke, but then they lose to Notre Dame, which is tough. Now you gotta go and go in the Blacksburg and win. That's tough. I think Virginia Tech's gonna win that one. But if Wake's legit, they can pull it out. Virginia Duke. Why do I expect this to be a good game? It's because Virginia will probably be close. I think Duke's going to win. Of course, Kyle Filipowski plays against Louisville, and man, Twitter was a fun day after that. Twitter was a fun day. I mean, you was getting to DeMar Hamlin. I mean, is he the comeback player of the year? Is it one of the greatest mountain medicine stories ever? I mean, it was I love the jokes there. Keep them coming, man. I'm not a Duke hater and all, but I love court storming, so I'm in favor of anything that defends that. And you kind of act like a puss. You're gonna have to get that retaliation, that heckle coming. You kind of expect it. A great Ivy League matchup at 7. Cornell, Princeton. I'm pretty sure this is whoever wins the regular season title. I think Cornell took them down the first time. Princeton now at home. Xavier Lee, maybe my favorite player in college basketball here. I have an award ceremony after the season ends, so I do my conference awards. But then I have my the overall season. And one of my awards is my favorite player award. Xavier Lee, if Princeton makes a tournament, could definitely win that. But Princeton's got to make the tournament, I think, for him to be really in that conversation. Let's see. Houston's going into Norman to play Oklahoma. Not an easy place to play. Of course, Kelvin Sampson's going back to the Sooners where he formerly coached. Big one in this one. I think the Sooners will be dancing, but I called it early that I wasn't a Sooners believer. They just don't have a guy. Javin McCollum has been probably their best player this year, but they just have a lot of solid guys, and Porter Mosier's done an amazing job. I believe this is year 3 for him in Norman. But they're running into a juggernaut in Houston, my number 1 team in the country. The AP poll is number 1 team in the country. The computer's number 1 team in the country. It's hard to argue against Houston, man. And I know it's on the road, but I gotta believe this that the Cougars will get the job done and win this game. It's 8 o'clock ESPN 2. Next game, Michigan State at Purdue. Michigan State is facing 3 losses in a row. If they lose this one, which they probably will, man, they're going into Purdue. They somehow pull off this upset. I think Michigan State will be comfortably in. If not, you're sitting on that 10-11 line. Man, the Spartans just not the year I expect them to have. I mean, obviously, I had them ranked fourth in the nation. I'm pretty sure I had them preseason Final Four team. Um, it's unfortunate. I don't know if Thomas' streak will end or not. They just haven't lived up to the expectations, and Purdue's another team where they're not going to lose this game at home. I think Michigan State can keep it close there, but Zach Edey will be a problem, like he is for every team. But Michigan State is going to have to throw a lot of buys, and maybe it's Xavier Booker, maybe it's Sissoko, Matty Sissoko. We'll see. But I like Purdue. Braden Smith's been underrated this year, one of the best true point guards in the nation. We got a great Mount West showdown also. The 8 o'clock window is Houston, Oklahoma, Michigan State, Purdue. Man, this 8 o'clock window is stacked. New Mexico, Boise State, huge Mountain West showdown. Um, both these teams are going to be on the bubble here. Boise State's tied for the lead. I think they've kind of gone under the radar this year. The Broncos have been playing really good. Dingle Hot has been very good. Max Rice. This is a very, very underrated Broncos squad. A team that made the tournament, I believe, the last 2 years, and they're looking to make it a third straight year. Coach Rice has done an amazing, amazing job there. New Mexico, a team that I've been believing in all year. That loss to Air Force was just it's a kicker, man. And now they gotta go on the road. I think this would be facing 3 straight losses if you lose this one. I don't see Boise State losing at home. It seems like the home team in the Mountain West always wins, but Nevada did beat Colorado State this week, and Nevada's in my top 25. Shout out to Jared Lucas, who hit just an insane shot. I got Nevada up to 24th. And Utah State's at 19. San Diego State's just out, and Boise State just out. Um, but Boise State wins this game. Maybe they could sneak into the top 25. I think this is the game of the week, though. 8 o'clock. So the other 8 o'clock game. We have 4 amazing 8 o'clock games. Maybe a quad box opportunity there. Tennessee, Alabama. Tennessee, I have as a 1 seed. I have them ranked fourth in the nation. Bama, I'm a little down on. Their defense is not there, but this is a huge chance. Obviously, they lost to Kentucky last week in the blowout. And now they have a chance to have a home game against maybe the best team in the SEC. These two teams are tied at the top of the conference. We have Dalton Connect, Mark Sears. These guys will be up top for SEC Player of the Year. I mean, it's Connect's award to lose, but two of the best players in the SEC, two of the best, I mean, Alabama is obviously one of the best offenses in the country, but Tennessee offense has been a little streaky, but more reliable of recent. Toby Owaka's stepped up. Obviously, Vescovi has been good. Zakai Ziegler, once he's been fully healthy, has been amazing and been one of the best point guards in the SEC. And now he has to go against Mark Sears. I think that's a great matchup there. Man, this is a really, really tough one. I do truly think Tennessee's the best team in the league, but this is in Alabama, a tough place. Coleman Coliseum, tough place. Alabama's lost 1 game all year, and it was to Clemson. Man, this is a tough one. I've been battling with this game all day since I knew it was on the schedule. I was thinking who I think is going to win. I do truly think Tennessee's is the better team, but they came off a big taxing emotional game against Auburn where they won. I think Alabama is going to win this game. Um, Obviously the computer numbers love Alabama, and I have them ranked in the 20s right now. So I think they're due to get, lifted back up in the rankings. They're due for like you kind of regress back to where you should be. And they could, I don't know, not aggressive, but improve to where they should be. I think Alabama's going to win this game. This wouldn't say if Tennessee keeps it close, it doesn't really knock Tennessee for me. They might drop out that 4 spot, depending if Marquette gets a big win. I don't even know if Iowa State plays tomorrow. I didn't really see Iowa State. Um, but yeah, this is a really tough one. 2 point spread. I would stay away from this one. I could see it either going either way. I think Alabama wins by 1 possession, though. Should be an amazing one. 8 o'clock ESPN game day will be in Tuscaloosa. After that, 9 o'clock, TCU BYU. That's a game against two tournament teams in Provo. Let's see how BYU can react after upsetting Kansas on the road? Can then now get a nice home win against TCU? This would be a very, very good week for BYU. And then maybe this is a top three game, I would say. Maybe Creighton Marquette would be two. This is three. Gonzaga St. Mary's. I mean, that's a matchup for you. The two powerhouses in the WCC are going at it, the Zags and the Gales. The Gales beat Gonzaga at home earlier this year. They're undefeated in conference play. They're the longest win streak in the country. Randy Bennett has done an amazing job this year. Aiden Mahaney, the point guard, Mitchell Saxon. It's an experienced St. Mary's team. You know what they do. They get guys from Australia, New Zealand, all around the country, the world really, and bring them into them. They learn the system, and they're year in and year out one of the better teams in the country. And but the Zags pretty much been the best regular season program in college basketball over the last decade. It's just the epitome of consistency are the Zags, and it's a down year for them. But they've been playing great basketball of recent. And man, this is a tough one. It really is, but it's tough to go against St. Mary's at home, man. I'm riding with the Gales to get the job done. I like Gonzaga. I think they're got biggest only problem. Antoine Watson, Graham Ike, Brandon Gregg, Braden Huff. They got bigs to rotate out, but I think the guard depth might be a problem there. They're gonna have to rely a lot, obviously, on Andrew Nemhart and Nolan Hickman. Hickman had a great game against San Francisco. He's going to have to continue to play like that. Could be the X factor in this one. But I'm going to go with the Gales. They got the job done on the road against Gonzaga. I think they can hold home court there and go undefeated in conference play and be the only team in the country to do so and lock them in as a top six team seed in the NCAA tournament. And after a terrible start to the year, the fact that St. Mary's is here is quite impressive. Let's see what there is on Sunday. I'm not even sure what there is on Sunday, if I'm being quite frank. Okay. Seton Hall, UConn at 12 shouldn't be a tough one for UConn. I mean, Seton Hall's a solid team, but it's at UConn in Gamble. I expect UConn to roll there and get the job done. Tristan Newton, man, Cam Spencer, maybe one of the best duos in the nation, that's for sure. But UConn's just such a just a balanced and stacked team. Indiana, Maryland, that's a CBS game. I mean, I'm probably not even turning that on. Ohio State, Michigan, like another CBS game, I'm just probably not turning on. Yeah, there's really nothing on Sunday. Sunday, it's kind of trash. Seton Hall, UConn's the best game on Sunday. So yeah, I don't know if I'll bring you an episode on Sunday or not. But you will see one either on Sunday night or Monday afternoon. We'll see whenever I can. It's March, baby. Thanks for watching this episode of CBB Talk. I'll catch you next time, guys. It's March. Let's go.